You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast, and you're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. And I got Egga on the other line. Egga, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Today, we are reviewing Snowfall Season 5, Episode 6, and this is the Iliad Part 2. It's the follow-up episode to the crazy-ass Episode 5 of drive-bys everywhere, Teddy damn near dying, Franklin and Gustavo teaming up again. Like, it was a lot going on in Episode 5, and in Episode 6, pushed it even further. And with my opinion, and this was the last scene of Episode 6, the greatest scene in the entire series of Snowfall, in my opinion.
Or between him and Kev, brother?
Yeah,
I did not expect that. And shout out to the dude on YouTube. I'm blanking on your name right now, but somebody said that before the episode came out. They commented on the YouTube post and said, it's Kev brother who is causing all this mayhem in the city. And I was like, what? Because I really thought it was going to be the dude Sissy was talking to. But somebody definitely said that under the comments. So definitely shout out to you. But I just wasn't expecting that because Kev has been dead for like 2-3 seasons now. So I was like, bro. And I forgot. I didn't even know he had a brother like that. I feel like he might have been mentioned in passing. Kane might have been mentioned, but I really forgot about him, bro. So when his name was brought up toward the end of the episode, and people was like, oh yeah, he might be out. He might be out. I'm just like, who the hell is Kane? Like, I don't even remember nobody name that. So I was completely confused. But once he started explaining himself, I was like, high key makes sense now. It makes sense. The Chickens Coming to Roost should have been the title of this episode. Chickens Coming to Roost. Because he never really got punished for that. He never really got punished for that Kev kill.
And that's what I said on Twitter last night. I was like, bro, this is honestly one of the biggest turning points in the entire series of Snowfall, because Franklin's demons are like really coming to catch up with him now. Like you said, he never had to face a consequence for that Kev situation. And we all know if anybody that's been watching all the seasons of Snowfall, it ain't like Franklin just wanted to kill Kev, but it's like, hey, like Kev was on some hot shit. And it's like, this is the only solution at this point. We just got to end this nigga. And it is what it is. And he tried to explain that to Kane.
I don't even remember him wanting to end him. I remember him shooting him in the leg. Like, he didn't even want to kill him like that. Yeah. But he just eventually ended up dying. Like, I don't even think it was he wanted to actually kill him. It was just an unfortunate situation that happened. But Kev was on some hot shit back then. It's crazy.
Bro.
Kev was on
you
some
trying to shoot in broad daylight at a park?
Yeah,
and you trying to kill people in front of kids? Like, what is Franklin supposed to do in that moment?
I remember that shit. But yeah, I just didn't expect that. And we didn't see Sissy's the person Sissy has been talking to. I thought we were going to see him. Like, how is he going to pop up in the 2 main episodes and then not show up when we actually get the main reveal? Who is this guy? What is it? What role is he going to play? I need an explanation with that, bro. I need an explanation. You just can't have him show up and not know and let us know where he's from.
That's one of the points that I have. It says right here, where is the agent Sissy hired? Like, he said, we can either do this the easy way, and that's you bugging your son, or we can do this a long, more processing way. And we're trying to figure out what that process is. We thought the process might have been all this drive-by shooting with these no-name gangbangers or whatever that the government could have hired, and that's clearly not it. I don't think Kane is working with the government at all. I think Kane is really just on a mission out of prison to avenge his brother and his cousin. Because remember, his cousin was one of the corner boys that was slanging on, I think, the east side of LA where the Hispanics were and everything. And Jerome told them, Jerome used to always tell them, do not go out there. They went out there anyway. And then, like, you know, that was a death that Franklin is responsible for because it was one of his men, but he ain't have nothing directly to do with that. But Kane is at a point now, bro, where it's like, hey, I ain't missing next time. When he said that to Franklin, I was like, oh yeah, this it. This the biggest boss Franklin is gonna go against in all of Snowfall, bro.
Do you think so?
Right here, yes, bro. I think this shit finna be crazy. Cause the fact that he knows so much and we still don't know where Peaches is, I don't want to give up hope.
Yeah, that's why that's another question.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't want to give up hope on Peaches yet. I ain't gonna sit here and say snitch. I'm mad at him right now though, because all the fingers are pointing to him at this point. But we got one more episode to see where Peaches is at.
Peaches is somewhere dead in a grave. Hopefully that's where he is. That's where he should be, bro. There's no way Peaches snitched, bro. I just cannot roll with that theory, bro. I really can't. Like he was sick.
Missing? He
was
missing
literally
on top of
sick,
that?
sniffling a couple of episodes ago, bro. Like you definitely had HIV. It was confirmed, bro. And then people talking about you snitching. Now you in cahoots with Kane. It just doesn't make sense. There's too much going on right now. I don't know.
What I'm saying.
I just can't believe that.
And Jerome was even hurt because it's like, bro, like I brought him in. Yeah, he been with Franklin all this time, but I brought him in. I know what kind of dude I brought in with bringing in Peaches. I wouldn't have brought no flaw ass person into this. So that's why Jerome is as mad as he is, and that's why he really trying to find Peaches, because it's like, hey, you were supposed to be my dog. I got you around my nephew and my family and everything. So I don't think Peaches went flaw like that. If he did, it's gonna piss me off. And it's not even the fact that if Peaches did snitch would make me mad. It's the fact that he snitched and went missing if he actually did do it. That's what's gonna piss me off. So it's like, damn, we just don't.
And he ran with the money. Who took the money?
With the money.
Because was it Kane? Also, Kane took the money apparently. Then no,
I don't know. I don't think he took the money though.
I thought because after they looked at the money situation, they were saying Peaches, but then they all came to the same conclusion that Kane is out right now. So I was like, oh, was it Kane who took the $5 million out of the like the little shed or whatever? I don't know. I thought it was him. I thought that's what the context clue said.
I don't know who it could have been, and we still don't know what Peaches has in all this, because I have in my notes right here, like Peaches is the missing link. Once we find out what's going on with Peaches, it's gonna answer a lot more stuff about how Kane's motives have been fulfilled with getting back at Franklin right now. Because if we find out Peaches is either dead or in the hospital or whatever, then Kane has a different source that we need to figure out. But if Peaches is the one that snitched, then it's like, okay, like that link is closed. We understand it now. So Peaches is the missing link at this point. Whatever he says is what's going to be how the rest of this season goes.
But I wouldn't say this would be Franklin's biggest challenge, bro, because he still has the CIA on his side. So I would still assume that Teddy comes to his rescue in this situation, because Teddy still needs him to move the product. So Teddy will come to his rescue and obviously knock Kane off his pivot and get him out of the game. I would assume that. You know what I'm saying? If they're on the same page, if Frank actually tells Teddy what's going on and doesn't leave him in the blue with everything right now, because I seen in the preview that they actually had that conversation between Frank and Teddy is telling Frank, like, don't bring anybody else to the meetups. It's just gonna be me and you. I can't trust nobody else right now. I wonder if Frank is gonna actually tell him what is going on and who is behind all of the Iliad and all of the chaos that we've seen in the past couple of episodes. I think he will have to, and Teddy will have to get Kane out of the game, bro. But that's why I don't think it will be that hard, because he has the CIA on his side. He's somebody I think can get knocked out of the game pretty quickly.
I don't know. I think the way they built up all this anticipation for figuring out who's the mastermind behind all this, I doubt they're going to do all that just within an episode. Like, he just gets knocked off. I feel like that would have been way too much build up. Like, between episode 5 and 6, that would have been way too much build up, and we knock him off in an episode and a half. Like, it's like, what the hell did we do all that crazy shit for if he's not even going to be a big boss towards all the way to the end? I think if Kane does end up dying, I think it has to be around episode 9 or episode 10. I don't think we can kill him in episode 7 or even 8, because you got 2 episodes to build him up. You got to at least have 3 full episodes of him going back and forth with Franklin, because we haven't seen nothing like that since Man Boy, of Franklin actually going back and forth with somebody, Man Boy and Scully. So you got to give Kane the same respect, especially if y'all going to pull an archive from all the way in like season 2 with Kev. Y'all can't have such a big motive like that and then you get knocked off in one episode. Like, all that anticipation was for nothing, in my opinion.
Damn, bro. But what if he is working with the government though? Because I just cannot believe Peaches is the one who did all of this snitching, bro. He has to have another CI in the Saint crew, or somebody who's been close to the organization that's giving him information on what's been going on, where everybody's locations are usually at. Like, I feel like it has to be somebody else, bro. It has to be. So I I'm completely stumped, bro. I don't know how this situation is going to end. I see Leon trying to talk to Kane and try to settle up with a deal or something like that, but he ready for some heads, bro. He ready to crack some heads, so I don't know.
And like I said, it could be a DEA person, it could be an FBI person, whoever this is that could be a government associate of Kane. They're not CIA, because if they were CIA, I'm pretty sure somebody who's friends with Teddy in the CIA would let him know, hey, you need to watch your back. There's a fellow agent who's on the opposite side of what you got going on, blah, blah, blah. But if it's the FBI or the DEA, different entities that don't have to converse with the CIA, at least not on like ground level stuff like this, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, but at least we got one answer in this episode that Veronique is not behind any of this, so we can really put that to bed. We find out that she is actually pregnant, she is having a baby, and we also found out a little bit about her backstory as well. We found out that her mom was a con woman, and her mom really taught Veronique a lot of what she knows now, so that's how she knows how to use guns. That's why she knows how to get out of sticky situations, because she was taught that at a young age. So we learned her backstory. So that's probably why she didn't like guns, because she probably had to use guns in her past life, but she knows how to use them now because she does have that type of experience. She just doesn't like them. So a lot of answers a lot of questions are being answered with that backstory this episode. I still don't understand why Wanda looked at her like that though, but that's the only one remaining question. But I feel like everything else was closed up with that backstory.
Yeah, I agree. And I was thinking the same thing about Wanda. Is like, why did they make that such a noticeable part in that episode just for it to come up to nothing basically at this point? And we haven't seen Wanda again since that moment. So I don't know if she's gonna come up again in episode 7 through 10 or whatever. But I think Veronique is in the clear at this point. Like you said, she explained herself. I thought it was cool that not only did she learn how to be a con person and all that from her mom, but she learned it in different countries and was able to learn different languages on top of that. So I think, to your point, I think that's why she is able to process that Franklin is his drug dealer who's doing this and that. That's why she doesn't mind being in situations like this, because it's like, hey, I've probably done it all and seen it all to the full. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, but
Facts.
She's at that point now where she has a kid, and Sissy told her, you know, like, you're about to be a mother. As a mother, telling you right now, you're gonna have to make decisions that Franklin and also one day your child may not agree with, but it has to be in their best interest. Which leads to the next point of Veronique and Franklin splitting up. After that very intimate scene of them seeing the ultrasound of their kid and everything, it's basically a break that they're going through right now. She feels like, hey, until you can provide a safe life for me and our child, I'm just not going to talk to you. Plus, it'll give you comfort in knowing I won't be a target at this point, especially with the way Kane acting.
Well,
anybody that I see dealing with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she still could be a target now, because if he gets wind that he has a baby on the way, oh, you killed my little brother, you killed my cousin, oh, I'm an eye for an eye, I can kill your girl and I can kill your son. That could be something, and that will be something that hurts more than Frank just getting killed himself. His son and getting killed would hurt more. So I don't know if he gets wind that he actually has a girl and a kid on the way. Kane could take them out of the game as well. So they still could be in danger, even though she is taking this break away from him right now. So I think it was smart though, because in a lot of those situations, we see the girl stick next to the dude, even though they're going through ups and downs, and we see the dude going through turmoil. The girl usually stays there because she wants to be a quote unquote ride or die, when the shit just ain't smart. So at least she has some common sense to actually step away from the situation and say that I want to actually protect my baby. Because in most of these movie and show plots, bro, that's usually not how the situation goes. So at least Veronique has some common sense, bro.
And it was another point. What was the other point I had? Oh, Teddy and this girl, bro. I need to talk about this girl. I don't know what she wants. Like, she wants to be in a relationship with Teddy. Out of no damn. You were fingering yourself while he was on the table, you know, healing from a gunshot wound. I don't know what to think about this lady. I really don't. This is a really weird ass plot point that they hitting on right now. And Teddy confused hell too. He like, what? Like,
I don't know what the Snowfall writers are going for with this plot point, bro, but I truly do not understand it. Teddy literally asked her ass straight up what she wanted, and I still didn't understand what she wanted. She literally was like, she was like, over the past 2 days, I've been having this feeling, and I want this feeling to last forever. So I guess this is what I want. But it's like, what do you want? Do you want a relationship? Do you want money? Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Is it just the rush of being around me, of this excitement? Is that what you want? Like, it still wasn't clear what she wanted, because last week I was like, oh, maybe she'll take the cocaine and run. Then I see she in the house cleaning up. I'm just like, you have 30 kilos of cocaine. Like, why are you not running away? Like, so it's not money that you want. It has to be just the excitement in a relationship.
I was about to say, I think it's just the relationship, because she told Teddy, I think she said something like, I've wanted you for a long time, but you were married, you had
back
a
in
kid
Tehran.
and everything.
Back in Tehran.
Yeah, back in Tehran. That's what it was. So
that's what I wanted to
him
ask
for
you.
a long time.
That's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Was she that? Because what season was that, bro? Where it was a girl that Teddy was, he ended up saving. He ended up saving her. Like in one season. Was that season 3 or season 4? He ended up saving her because most of her tribe got killed off. You remember that?
That was a kid, though. That was a kid. Yeah.
Because I was wondering if she was she like a callback from a certain season, and then they're trying to bring her in.
And I don't remember her. I don't remember her at all.
I don't remember her at all.
But the person you're talking about was a kid, though. I think that was a kid, and he ended up talking to like an older woman in the tribe or something like that. But no, this girl is totally different.
Okay, because I was like, maybe that's a callback from then, and that's who she is. But yeah, I don't know who she is. So she just is somebody random that just popped up. They have a history apparently, but we just do not know her at all. And it's just a weird plot point. Like I said, I feel like this is the last season, so it just feels weird to throw her character in there for her plot to be so weird. It's not like she's getting a lot of screen time. She was only in the show for a couple of minutes, but it's still like, what is this all about?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what any of this is that's going on over here. Like, just heal Teddy and Teddy move on.
And if Teddy is gonna be with somebody relationship wise, I feel like they should make it somebody who actually makes sense. That it's like, even if it doesn't happen, I would want to see somebody that gives hope that if Teddy gets to walk away from this, he gets a happily ever after with a relationship or whatever. Not this weird ass bitch who's like masturbating to, dying victims and whatnot. Like, no, we don't need Teddy with nobody like that. After losing your wife and kid, I don't want you with nobody like that. But I don't know. I don't know where they're going.
But I think she's a comforting presence for Teddy, because it was that one scene where Teddy looked like he was having like PTSD of some war experience, and she ended up coming to save him. And it felt like she really comforted him in that moment. So maybe that's something that he does need, because he's been running around with so long. Like, his wife doesn't really understand, or his ex-wife doesn't really understand the life he's in. Obviously, his kid won't understand it. Maybe she understands what Teddy has been through in the past, and she can be a comforting presence for him now. That could be what they're setting up. That could be his happily ever after, because you can't really see somebody like Teddy with a regular female, bro. Like, with his type of schedule, what he's into, he can't be with somebody regular and somebody that's not understanding of his past and his present and what he wants to do. I think she's somebody who will understand that, and she was comforting in that scene. So maybe that's what they're setting up, but I could be reaching. I truly don't know.
But let's talk about one of the MVPs of this episode, in my opinion. The goddamn Tiger, boy. That damn Tiger.
Bro,
came out of nowhere and saved Franklin.
Should be dead. Let's keep it a bean, though.
Franklin should be dead.
Franklin should be dead. Franklin should be dead, bro. Franklin, how you jump past Franklin and jump all the way to a nigga that was behind him?
I'm saying. And Franklin's tied up. Franklin is the most helpless one at that point, but you jump past Franklin. Okay. I was like, really, okay, that TV writers. Shit. Okay, writers, we see what y'all did there. And I really wish they would. Go ahead. In my opinion, after the Tiger took down the 2 other men, it's like they're already down. Like, why are you sitting there eating them? Like, you can't, because with animals like tigers and lions and all that, they enjoy the hunt. So if you already got 2 and you see a third one right there that's still alive, why not like try to get that one? and then bring it back to the other two so you can have 3 pieces of meat instead of 2. But it's TV. It doesn't have to make
That's
sense.
what I'm
We'll
saying.
accept
It was a questionable scene, bro. It was a questionable. This episode had a lot of questionable scenes, even though I did enjoy it. But I think Gustavo was the real MVP for tying his belt on the cage. That was some third level shit that he did right there, bro. Because the white dude couldn't lift the gate, and the white dude was going to let them die too. Like, he didn't want to hear about no money or any of that shit. He was gonna let them niggas die if it wasn't for Gustavo saving his ass. And I think that's why Franklin ended up coming back later in the episode and saving him from the Mexicans when he was tied up, and Franklin ended up getting free. It's like, damn, it's always going to be love between Gustavo and Frank, but him saving Franklin from the tiger was like, hey, bro, I owe you one. So him coming back and saving him from the Mexicans when he was tied up is like, hey, we needed that, bro, because you definitely saved me from getting eaten the first time. So that's already old between the two. So I think that's why he came back for Gustavo.
But you want to know something that I think Gustavo is gonna do? He's gonna confront Teddy, bro.
Yes.
Like, cause when Franklin told him this, like, bro, I gotta get on your bandwagon with that, bro. Cause Gustavo looked pissed when he found out, like, Teddy was eavesdropping and all that. Cause Franklin was like, "Oh, you really didn't know?" Gustavo was like, "Hell no, I ain't know this shit."
Bro, I said this earlier in the season, bro. I said Gustavo is a stand-up nigga, bro. He's not going to side with anybody where he feels like their morals aren't in the right place. And for Teddy to be spying on Franklin, it's like, that's some sneak shit. And I'm telling you, Gustavo is not the person to stand for that. He will side with somebody who's another stand-up person or somebody whose moral compass is in the right place. So if Teddy is doing that fuck shit, he going to be like, oh, I got to step to you, bro. What you doing this for? Why? What's the point of it? He's obviously going to side with Franklin. And I remember we had this conversation earlier in the season because we thought Gustavo was going to side with Teddy because we thought it was going to be a Franklin versus Teddy type of duel. And you say, oh, Gustavo going to be with Teddy. I was like, I don't know, bro. If Gustavo finds out what Teddy has been doing, Gustavo going to go with Frank because they already got a past relationship as well. They got history. And then they just went through the shit that they just went through in these past couple of episodes. Oh, he definitely sided with Frank, bro. After he heard all this shit.
Yeah, I can't be surprised at this point. And the fact that, you got Kane as this big boss enemy right now. You were saying how Teddy could be helping Franklin with that. Gustavo might join and help Franklin too when it comes to dealing with this Kane shit. So who knows?
Yeah, bro. And yeah, that was really it for me.
I'm trying to figure out if it was
it was another scene I wanted to talk about. It was that Javi scene. It was that Javi scene.
I was just trying to say that.
It was that Javi scene I want to talk about. I felt like that was one of the most powerful scenes of this season because Javi kept it real with Frank. Because that's one of the conversations that your OG had with you. He doesn't have those conversations with you young, but he waits until you get to an age where you can actually understand what he's saying. And I think Frank is at that age right now. He told Frank, you could be whatever you want to be. And I've seen it in you from a young age. And a lot of people aren't like that. Javi said, I'm a soldier. I'm somebody I move from war to war. I can't do whatever I want to do, but you can. But that can also be a curse because you can do so much so you can fall down the wrong path at any moment. And that shit was so deep because I feel like Frank is at a crossroads right now where he can really go down this dark path where he can do whatever he wants, but he could end up in jail. But he can also go down the right path and have a family and literally live off of this wealth that he has built for himself over these past 2 years. So I felt like having that conversation now while Frank is at a crossroads where he is going to go down this battle with Kane, or he could end up living to see his family and living to see Veronique. I feel like that was the perfect episode for that monologue, bro.
But do you think he's in kind of like a perfect storm situation of where he kind of he could go left or right, like you said, happily ever after this way, battle with Kane this way. But do you think at this point, with the level of ferocity that Kane is coming at him with, he has to go through this Kane battle to get to the happily ever after, which is why I said a perfect storm in a sense. Because I feel like at this point, you got to go through Kane, bro. Kane is literally telling you, I don't care if you with your people or not. anybody that I see connected to you, they're getting their head popped off. And at that point, Franklin has to respond. Franklin can't take the high road and be like, you know what, I'm finna give up all this street stuff. I'm finna let Teddy find somebody else to do coke deals with. Like, no, Kane don't want to hear none of that. He's coming at you. He don't care if you're in a CEO corporate suit or if you're in regular street clothes. Kane is coming at you. So I feel Franklin has no choice. If you want to happily ever after with your girl and your kid and your family and all that, you got to end Kane and then eventually let that lead to cutting the ties with Teddy. And then that's Teddy will let you cut ties with him.
And does that battle lead to somebody close to you dying? So I think that's what comes with that. So because you can have a battle with Kane, but you're going to lose people in the process. And it could be Veronique and your child, and it could be Unc, and it could be Louis, like it could be your mom who's still in this situation. So I don't think it's a perfect storm for him because you're going to have a loss either way on this journey. Even if you get to the other side with the happily ever after, you're still going to have to go through some sort of loss that is going to hurt significantly. So that's why you built yourself up all the way to this point. You built yourself up to be whoever you wanted to be. Now you really don't have a decision really, because either way you go, you're going to have loss. But at the end of the tunnel, one is good and one is bad. So it's like, damn, which one is, how is it really going to end for Frank?
Yeah, man, and that's the question, bro. Like either Franklin is going to die or a lot of people that are close to him are going to have to bite the bullet and die. And he's just going to I don't think if Franklin lives at the end of this season, I don't think it's going to be like him by himself. He's going to have somebody or a couple of people, but he's going to lose majority of this circle if Franklin is the one living at the end of this. Or it could end on some, you died while you were at the peak, of, dope boy / activism / businessman. It just depends on how they want to end it.
And I think that's why Javi in the season trailer, he said that Franklin was his own worst enemy because of a situation like this where he could end up making it all the way there. But I feel like it's going to be a situation where he ends up getting his people killed because he wants to get to the end of the finish line. It's just like, bro, you're losing people, bro. You could tell everybody to go, hey, I'm gonna handle this by myself, this, that, the third, but you having everybody fight for you. So it's like, damn, you're your own worst enemy when it comes to that, because you could fight this battle alone and save so many others. But you want others to fight with you in this battle, and that battle really ain't everybody else's. It's really just yours. You the one who killed Kev. He really after you because he's still cool with Leon. He don't give a damn about Jerome and Louis. He really only got smoked with you. So that's why that could be another conversation.
They're casualties of war. That's all. They just casualty of war, bro. And he was telling them like he damn near raised them with Kev. Like he known them since they was jit. So you really going up against an OG at this point. It ain't even just no regular dude around your same age or anything like that. Kane is really an OG. And he's like, look, bro, like, I don't give a damn what you talking about. It's cool or whatever that you try to be on some boss shit and come talk to me by yourself, you and Leon, but I'm not trying to hear none of that. Like, I got smoke, and it is what it is. So once you leave this park and I'm done coaching this little league game, just know it's war after that.
That shit finna be tough, but damn, like, is he really? I just can't. I don't know. I feel like it has to be something bigger than Kane for the last battle. If this is the last season, I'm hoping this is the last season. But will Kane be the last big battle before we're done with this show? Do you think that would that satisfy you?
It would if it's going to be as good as I think. Because I'm telling you, bro, that monologue at the end of episode 6, I don't even count it as a monologue, even though Kane did 99% of the talking, really. But that discussion between him and Franklin before the end of episode 6, that honestly was one of the biggest moments in Snowfall to me, bro, because Franklin got put in check, bro. How many times throughout the series of Snowfall in that manner has Franklin ever really been put in check? Like on some boss to boss type shit. It's hardly ever happened.
It's usually reverse. He usually the person putting people in check. He usually
the one checking people. So the fact that he was literally left speechless and he didn't have no other choice but to just walk away. Like, I don't think.
Or did Franklin know what time it was?
He knew what time it was.
I think that's why he walked away.
he knew what time it was, but he also understands, like, I don't know how much Kane know about me. Kane knows who I'm dealing with, who I'm buying from, where my drops go to, where my money is held at. Kane knows a lot of shit that Franklin don't even know half about him. Franklin don't know where he getting his men from. Franklin don't know how much he knows about him. Franklin is really playing blind right now while Kane got a full vision. So I think that's why that moment hit so much to me, because it's like Franklin, it's like a season or two ago where he was still trying to build up and learn the game. You going against the OG who really, got the streets for real on his side. So I don't know, bro. I think this is going to be one of, if not the biggest battle he's had. So if it is the last season, I think they're going to do Kane justice and not just make him no regular like Scully and Manboy. I think he going to really come with some shit for real.
Because now I once again go back to the season preview where I see Teddy and Franklin sitting next to each other, and we obviously hear I'm gonna kill you before you kill me. That obviously could be relating to Kane. It could be relating to Kane at this point, but I don't think Kane ends up killing him, because it looks like in that season preview that Franklin and Teddy were at a wedding or something. They were both dressed up. Like they were like just coming from somewhere. So I think both of them end up making it past this type of event. Or that happens before they end up running into Kane. I think that was like the end of the season type shit where both of them are sitting together.
Maybe it could have been a dream. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to play that scene out or whatever, and maybe it could be a dream or something that somebody having, and we'd be like, oh, I thought this was some relevant shit or whatever. They love doing stuff like that. It'll be a scene that looks really important, and then when you actually watch an episode, it's really just somebody dreaming some shit, or somebody like thinking, well, what if this happened as opposed to this or whatever. Like, I ain't gonna put too much thought into that scene. I'm just gonna take it for what it was. Franklin and Teddy sitting next to each other. I don't know how big that part is gonna play, whatever is happening.
That shit is crazy, because I literally don't know where it's going from now, bro. I was so set on Sissy's agent being the dude, and now it's Kane, and I don't know how it's gonna play out, and I don't know what role Teddy is going to play in this. It's so many question marks when you think about this shit. And then you got Jerome beating niggas' asses just to beat niggas' asses. It's just like, I don't know where we're going from here, bro. I really don't. So it's gonna be exciting last four episodes, man, for sure. But let me play
I was gonna say real quick before you play the trailer, what do you think about the people who are saying Snowfall has fell off? Do you think Snowfall is falling off, or do you think we're getting towards the end of the road and Franklin is he's not that regular dope boy anymore? And I think that's why people are kind of saying this is falling off, because it's not just regular old slinging crack in the 80s type shit. Like, it's more so, he's on a corporate level making business moves. He's dealing with arms stuff. He's flying planes. Like, he's really on some Grand Theft Auto final level type shit, as opposed to, the young dudes still learning the crack game that we've grown to love. I think that's why certain people are saying Snowfall is falling off, because it's not relatable anymore in a sense.
I feel like the writing hasn't been as good this season as it's been in past. And I think that's where I can relate to people say that's the biggest reason. I think the episodes have still been entertaining. I don't want to say this show still isn't entertaining anymore, because it still is. I mean, last episode was one of the best episodes of Snowfall I've seen, but when it comes to writing, it just hasn't hit like past seasons. Like, everything connected and made sense. But just like I spoke about Parissa earlier in the recap, it just doesn't make sense. Like, where all of this shit is coming from. Like, Franklin's getting out of situation that in the past seasons with the writers, he's not getting out of those situations. Like with the tiger just jumped past him coincidentally. Parissa just doesn't want any money. We don't know what Parissa wants. Like, it's so many question marks now that don't make sense. Even with this Kane situation, I feel like he just came out of the blue, because it was no hints to lead up to Kane and him coming out of prison. We literally just got a bombshell with him coming into that show, and it's just like, where did he even come from? So I think the writing hasn't been as good as it's been in past seasons, and I think they really messed up by speeding a year in advance, bro. I think starting off the season like that kind of fucked shit up for Snowfall. If you would have just jumped off with where we were at the end of season 4, I think this season would have been different. I would have had a different type of excitement. But going a year in the future, we jump into a relationship with Veronique. Shit just feels different with the show, bro. And I think that's what turned a lot of people off with it. You got new people in your group with Rob and Thad. So many new people a year in advance. The writing isn't the same. It's a lot of reasons why I could see that, as a reason that Snowfall fell off.
And we ain't getting no Melanie either. We ain't seen Mel at all this season. And the fact that he literally threatened her and dropped the cane before walking off at the end of season 4, like you're thinking, oh shit, like what if Mel like tries to tell or tries to go to another source to get information out on Franklin? There were so many questions and theories on how Mel could play a part in season 5. And to your point, her name has not been mentioned. We ain't seen her, nothing. Franklin got a whole new girl now. And it's like it's like Melanie never even existed.
Exactly.
So I do agree. Like there are certain things that writing wise, it's hard to match a John Singleton type of writing. Like it's certain people that it's like that's their bag. And I can't blame the writers for not writing like John Singleton. So they're doing their part and still keeping it entertaining. Now, if Snowfall just wasn't entertaining at all at this point, then I could say like they've just completely fell off. But I can't say that because I think the fact that they're still entertaining, they're still the most watched show on FX, and people are still somewhat engaged, I can't sit here and just say they fell off.
And that's why I think we had an episode like episode 5 and an episode like this episode, because I feel like they were losing viewers and they wanted something more fast paced where it's nothing but entertainment. People running all over the place. We don't know what the hell is going on. I think that's why they had this episode or these 2 episodes in there, because I felt like they knew they were losing viewers because of that entertainment value, because they just weren't holding on to people the same way they did in past seasons. And I don't think I can agree with that point where you said earlier where people aren't relating to Frank being a boss, because last season, even though he was coming off getting shot with Mel, he was still a boss still. He wasn't a corner boy anymore. It was still a elevation for Frank that we really haven't seen him in. And a lot of people were engaged because the writing was hitting. This season, he's elevated even more, but the writing just isn't hitting. So I think we've seen him as a boss, but it's just the writing is not the same.
But that boss level was just being a head drug dealer. Like, and I think a lot of people just love seeing when it comes to Black viewers, because a lot of us who grow up in neighborhoods where we know dope dealers and whatnot, it's cool seeing that in a show, because maybe it relates to whoever we may know or may see in our own neighborhoods. But when you go from being a boss drug dealer to a boss drug dealer / real estate investment company owner to / this, that's when people are like, I ain't fucking with that. Like, how is Franklin doing all this stuff out of nowhere now? When it's like he's been building to this entire time, especially with how his mom tried to get him in real estate to clean his money up and everything. So how did y'all not see Franklin getting to this level eventually? Like, did we just expect him to just rule South Central LA and just be a head drug dealer the whole time? Like, I feel like that would have gotten stale.
It definitely would have, but like I said, I think it's been more so the writing, bro. I don't know how satisfied I'm going to be. I could be wrong about the Kane situation, but they could have just stuck with the Teddy versus Franklin shit if it ain't gonna be this agent. And I don't know how long or how tough Kane is gonna be, honestly. So I don't know, bro. It's just been all over the place to me when it comes to writing this season, and I think that's what's kind of blowing me. Like I said, still entertaining, but the writing just been all over the place, dog. Can't even lie to you. And let me play the trailer for episode 7, which is called Lying in a Hammock.
I treated you like family. I ain't gonna be with yours. You will not draw attention to the 2 of us. Is that understood?
We can come chill anytime, any place.
Either you can get it done or you can't.
We hit him, it's a war. We already at war.
I'm trying to help you.
Then help keep the peace.
FX's Snowfall, all new next Wednesday at 10 on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Now, see, in my opinion, that was the most least engaging trailer we've seen so far, because they threw a lot of scenes in there that we've already seen in past trailers. So are they doing that because they don't want to give away too much with what we're gonna get in episode 7, or I don't know, but they threw a lot of stuff in there that we literally just saw in past episodes.
But I seen Jerome in enemy territory, and I don't like that shit. The way Jerome has been moving when trying to find Peaches, he moving high key reckless. We know Jerome to be that type of dude, but he's moving too uncalculated right now, bro. He ain't got Louis to actually be in his ear. He needs Louis to be in his ear to actually tell him where to go. He's like one of those guard dogs. You tell him to sick him, he gonna sick him. But when he's like off his leash and he just running wherever, trying to get whatever, I feel like he can stumble upon his death in that type of situation. Like him running into enemy territory with a gun, kicking niggas off their chairs. It's like, bro, what you doing right now? I know you ain't doing all this just to find Peaches. Are you trying to prove something else? Because you're going to end up dying doing all this dumb shit. So I don't know, man. The main thing I seen was Jerome. That's the way he was moving in that preview. Yeah, but everything else, I don't really know. What's the synopsis for it?
The synopsis for episode 7, like you said, is titled Lying in a Hammock. And it says Jerome tries to track down Peaches and the Saint crew diverges on what to do next. So not really too much of a description on episode 7. So I think they're going to really leave a lot for us to see when we actually watch the episode. Not too much of a description, barely any new footage in the trailer. So I think they're really going to try and surprise us.
What I really want is an explanation from Sissy's agent, bro. That's all I really want, bro.
That's
what he's about. I just want an explanation on what he's about, because that's once again, I feel like a plot hole to me. If he's not a big character moving forward, I feel like that's another thing when it comes to writing. Like, why the fuck did you even bring him up if he's not going to be the person that is behind all of this chaos? Is he in cahoots with Kane? Like, because now I'm questioning his relevancy at all if he's not connected to Kane. Like, what is this dude all about then? You know what I'm saying? Or is he still trying to kill Teddy without Teddy knowing? Is that going to be Teddy's storyline? So Teddy has to deal with this other agent while Franklin has to deal with Kane? Is that what it's going to be? Like, both of them have to deal with their own battles? You know what I'm saying? Could that be it? I don't know. But we have to get an explanation on him, though.
I think it's going to be interesting. I'll say I predict that for next episode 7, we will get another look at this agent that Sissy talked to previously in 2 episodes ago, 2 or 3 episodes ago. So I think we'll get a look at him again. So that's one prediction. Another prediction, obviously we're gonna find out Peaches is dead. I'm still gonna predict Peaches is dead, whether he helped Kane or not. Peaches is dead. That man has HIV. I just want y'all to know.
Yeah, Peaches is definitely dead. What if he did tell him that on his deathbed or some shit? Hey, I know where the money is. I know where $5 million at. Hey, run up in that nigga Franklin shit.
Hey, I'm
That's
dying
crazy
anyway.
Because Frank been so good to that nigga. So it's like, why are you even snake on Frank like that? Frank ain't never did you dirty or no shit.
Exactly. So it's like, but then again, bro, Peaches is around Jerome age. I don't know if Kane is around Peaches and Jerome age. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Peaches knew Kane for just as long as he knew Jerome. And maybe if Peaches did flip, maybe it was because, like, hey, I've known both sides, you know, for a long time. And this side ended up coming to me with more money and, you know, whatever. Plus, they probably said they'll spare me if I give whatever information and all that. So,
spare you? You're about to die. What do you mean spare you?
I mean, you're about to die. But shit. At least you died. At least you died with what you already know is happening.
Yeah, man, this shit funny as hell. But I think that's it, bro. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm ready though. I'm ready to see what Kane finna do.
All right, bro. You can hit it with the social media.
You can hit us up on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at QANDE Podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube at QNSignE Podcast. And our Gmail is QANDEPodcast.com.
Yes, and subscribe to the Q&E media page. It is QANDEmedia.com. Our Instagram is QANDE Media, and our Twitter is QE Media. Subscribe to all of our podcast platforms. Subscribe to our Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely hit that subscribe button, and we out. Peace.